Dear child, today the angels have chosen these cards so that you can understand. What does your future spouse already know about you that they believe with absolute certainty? Take a deep breath, dear soul, and as you gently exhale, release the quiet burdens you've been carrying alone for far too long. The angels are near now, surrounding you in warmth, in peace, and in a love that asks for nothing but your openness. They see the strength you've held in silence, the battles you've faced without applause, and the unwavering light within you that refuse to fade. In this sacred moment, let yourself be held. Let their love pour into every corner of your heart. Healing is already unfolding, peace is drawing near, and the path ahead is being prepared with quiet, holy miracles meant just for you. Dear child, the angels come close today with gentle hands and loving eyes, ready to deliver a truth your heart has long needed to hear, a truth that your future spouse already holds with quiet reverence and unwavering certainty. Long before the two of you cross paths in the physical world, their soul has recognized yours, and from that recognition has blossomed a deep inner knowing about who you are at the core. They know that you are a nurturer in the truest sense, someone whose love does not merely shine in moments of joy, but in the small, unspoken ways you care for others, even when no one is watching. They believe with absolute certainty that you are a source of warmth, stability, and unwavering devotion, the kind of person whose presence alone makes others feel safe, rooted, and cherished. Even in your absence, they feel your energy like a soft prayer whispered into the earth, a love that grounds, heals, and protects. Your future spouse knows that you are someone who carries the weight of responsibility with grace, someone who never turns away when others are in need, even when your own heart feels tired. They believe, dear child, that your strength is not loud or boastful but quietly powerful, revealed in the way you show up for those you love, in the meals you prepare with care, in the way you remember tiny details others forget, and in the quiet comfort of your touch. They know that you are someone who would never let a loved one feel alone in their darkest hour, and that your loyalty does not fade when things become difficult. You have been the steady hand for many, even when your own soul was trembling, and your future spouse already honors that with the kind of love that sees you not just as a giver, but as someone who deserves to receive just as deeply. The angels whisper that your future spouse believes without question that you are someone who will build a home not just with bricks or walls, but with tenderness, laughter, and presence. They see you as a healer, someone whose energy naturally soothes the restless heart, someone who knows how to turn chaos into peace with a few simple words or even just your silence. Type Amen if you trust in angels' guidance. They are already deeply touched by the way you carry wisdom passed down from lifetimes, the way you care for people, plants, animals, and dreams with the same gentle hands. They believe that you have mastered the delicate balance between independence and compassion, and that in your presence they will find not only a lover, but a sanctuary. They believe that your nurturing spirit will not just hold them, but also inspire them to become a softer, more grounded version of themselves. But dear child, what the angels want you to truly hear is this. They know how much of your strength has been born from necessity, not ease. Your future spouse already understands that your nurturing nature was not always honored. They feel, deep within, that you have poured your heart into people who didn't always return your care, that you've stood strong in storms others walked away from, and that you've kept building love even when you were the only one holding the pieces. They believe that your softness is not a weakness, but a sacred force that has kept others from falling apart. And they hold this truth about you with awe. They are not coming to take from you, to depend on your strength without giving back. They are coming to pour into you, to be the one who reminds you that you are not alone, that your needs matter too, that you don't always have to be the one holding everyone together. The angels speak of the way your future spouse sees you tending not just to physical needs, but to emotional landscapes. How they know you are the kind of person who can sense when someone is silently suffering. How you intuitively offer love in ways that bring invisible healing. They believe that you are deeply connected to the rhythms of life, the cycles of nature, and the quiet wisdom of the earth. They feel drawn to you because they know your love is not performative, but real, embodied in the way you live, speak, and give. You do not love with grand declarations alone, but with consistency, with presence, with the kind of care that feels like home. Even now, without words, they can feel the echoes of your kindness moving through time and space. They believe that you are someone who has made sacrifices for others and who has chosen to stay kind in a world that often taught you to harden. And they are not only ready to meet you in that same space of love, but they are longing to. They believe that your heart deserves to be protected the way you've always protected others. They believe that you deserve to rest, to be nourished, to be loved in return with the same steadiness and depth that you so selflessly give. And that is what they are preparing to offer. A love that mirrors yours, a devotion that meets you halfway, a partnership that honors your soul. So, dear child, let this message settle softly into your spirit. You are not unseen. You are not unappreciated. The soul that is destined to love you is already whispering their gratitude into the wind, already dreaming of the day they get to sit beside you and remind you that your nurturing heart was never in vain. They already believe in you more deeply than you've ever been believed in before. And when they arrive, they will not ask you to give more than you have. They will come with arms open, heart full, and a quiet vow to be for you what you've always been for others. A source of peace, a place of belonging, a keeper of sacred love. The angels are holding you close now, dear child, and asking you to remember one thing above all else. The love you've given so generously is already circling back to you in divine timing, carried by the hands of the one who has always seen your worth, even from across the distance. Dear child, the angels draw near in a sacred hush, wrapping your spirit in soft light as they prepare to deliver a truth that comes not from the mind, but from the deep, divine well of the soul. The one who is destined to walk beside you in this lifetime, your future spouse, already knows something about you with complete certainty, and it is not something they have been told or shown. It is something they have felt, something they have recognized not through the eyes, but through the silent language of the heart. Type, I believe. If your soul is anchored in divine trust, ready to follow the sacred path heaven designed uniquely for you, they know without question that you are not ordinary. You are the keeper of sacred wisdom. a soul who walks this earth with ancient insight, and your future spouse believes with unwavering faith that you carry an inner knowing that cannot be taught or explained. You are someone who hears the whispers that others overlook, someone who senses truth before it is spoken, someone whose silence holds more meaning than 1,000 spoken words. They already feel that you are deeply connected to the spiritual realm, and that your intuition, your dreams, your inner guidance are not accidents, but divine instruments you've carried through lifetimes. Your future spouse knows, dear child, that you are not the kind of soul who opens up easily, not because you are distant, but because you live on a different frequency. A frequency that feels everything so deeply that it takes time for you to feel safe. They believe that you are a mystery wrapped in light, someone whose energy shifts the room without ever needing to speak. They do not find this intimidating or confusing. Instead, they are drawn to it with a reverence that borders on awe, because they recognize in you something they have never seen in another. They sense that you live with one foot in this world and one foot in the unseen, that your connection to the divine is so pure, so honest, so real, that even when you are quiet, your soul is singing to the universe in ways only the truly attuned can hear. And they are listening. They have always been listening. Even before they knew your name, they felt the pull of your spirit calling them home. The angels want you to understand that your future spouse believes not only in your light, but also in your shadows. They know that behind your stillness there is a storm of thoughts, of visions, of feelings you cannot always express. They do not expect you to explain every part of yourself, nor do they wish to unravel you just to understand you. They are not seeking to expose your depths, but to respect them. They believe that your secrets are sacred, and that whatever you choose to share will be a gift, not a right. They know that you are someone who carries a deep inner life, a sacred solitude that feeds your soul, and they love that about you. They do not see your mystery as distance, but as depth. They do not see your quiet as emptiness, but as fullness. And when you allow them into that inner temple, even just a little, they will treat it as holy ground. This person, dear one, is not looking for answers from you. They are not trying to decode you or demand explanations for what you feel. They trust you. They trust your energy. They trust your silence. They believe with absolute certainty that when you speak, your words are not casual or careless, but carry the weight of truth. They know that your instincts are rarely wrong, that your vision pierces through illusion, that you are someone who can sit in stillness and receive answers that others would spend years trying to find. And this gift, this divine gift of inner sight, is what they admire most in you. They know that being with you means being guided by something higher, something sacred. They are not afraid of your connection to the unknown. They are comforted by it. They feel safer with you than with anyone else, because they know that your heart is aligned with the divine, and that your love is guided not by ego, but by soul. The angels whisper that your future spouse believes you are the bridge between this world and the divine, someone who can hear the call of the moon, who understands the symbols in dreams, who can look at someone and see not just who they are, but who they are becoming. You carry truth in your spirit, and you have always known that you were different. Sometimes that difference has made you feel lonely, has made you question if you would ever find someone who could see you, not just admire your light, but understand your darkness, not just love the version of you that is soft and gentle, but the one that is complex and spiritual. And the answer, dear child, is yes. Your future spouse already sees that version. They are already in love with the parts of you that most others have never even noticed. They believe you are a divine mirror, someone who will help them grow spiritually, someone who will walk with them not just through life's practical steps, but through the sacred path of the soul. They believe that your connection will be more than love. It will be a spiritual awakening, a remembering of something ancient and eternal. They are not afraid of the truths you carry. They are not scared of the depths you live in. They are ready to meet you there. And when the two of you meet, their soul will sigh in recognition, because this love will not be new. It will be a homecoming, a return, a soft exhale after lifetimes of searching. Type grateful if your heart has been touched by quiet miracles, angel whispers, and moments that felt like love sent straight from above. So hold this message close, dear child. Let it anchor you. Let it remind you that your gifts are not a burden, that your intuition is not a mistake, that your sacred silence, your mysterious nature, your spiritual depth is not something that needs to be hidden to be loved. The one who is meant for you already believes in you with their entire being. They do not need to understand everything to know you are sacred. They trust what their spirit feels. They love what their heart remembers. And they are on their way to you, guided by the very intuition that you carry in your soul. Keep being who you are. Keep trusting your truth. Because the one who is meant for you already sees it, already loves it, and already knows that in you, they have found something they never even knew they were searching for. Dear child, listen now with your heart open wide, for the angels are drawing near with a message drenched in clarity, purpose, and divine love. They come not with shallow comfort, but with a truth that pierces the fog of doubt and wraps itself around your soul like a sacred promise. Your future spouse, the soul chosen for you in divine timing and with holy intention, already knows something about you that they believe with unwavering certainty. They know deep within their spirit that you are a being of powerful truth. They believe that your mind and your voice carry the energy of transformation, that when you speak, you do not merely express thoughts but awaken something in others. They feel, even from a distance, that your words carry weight because they are born from authenticity. You do not speak just to be heard, you speak because you see things clearly, and you are brave enough to say what others only think in silence. Your future spouse already recognizes you as someone who has walked through mental battles and emotional storms, someone who has had to cut through illusions and face uncomfortable truths alone. And yet, despite all the confusion you may have endured, you have never let go of your need to understand the deeper meaning behind things. They know that you are not one to live in denial. You have faced the sharpness of truth even when it hurt, and you have held yourself accountable when no one else could. They believe that your strength lies not in pretending everything is fine, but in your willingness to confront what is real. And this is what makes their love for you so sacred. They are not drawn to you for perfection, but for the purity of your truth. They know you are someone who will not hide behind illusions, and that with you, they will always receive honesty, integrity, and clarity, even when the truth is hard. Dear child, the angels want you to understand how powerful your mind is, how sacred your thoughts are, and how rare it is to find someone like you who sees through the surface and speaks from the soul. Your future spouse does not just admire your intelligence or your ability to articulate what others struggle to express. They believe that your mind is a divine gift, a sword forged in truth and tempered by pain, sharpened by experience, and lit by wisdom. They know that you are a thinker, a seeker, someone who doesn't settle for shallow answers or easy lies. You dig deeper. You want to understand the why behind everything, and they love you for this. They believe that your clarity has been hard-earned, that you fought through mental fog, confusion, and even betrayal to claim your truth. And they are not intimidated by your strength. They are in awe of it. They also know that your words are not just for battle, but for healing. They have already felt the softness beneath your sharpness. They know that when you love, you communicate with deep intention. You do not say, "I love you," lightly. You do not offer comfort without meaning it. Your truth is a refuge. Your clarity is a gift. And they are already longing to be wrapped in the safety of your honesty. They trust you, not because they have seen your actions, but because their soul remembers the purity of your essence. Even now, before your hands have touched or your eyes have met, they know that with you, they will never have to guess where they stand. They believe that your love is not confusing, not manipulative, not vague. It is direct, courageous, and deeply rooted in the kind of truth that purifies everything it touches. Type "Blessed" if you can feel the gentle hands of angels guiding your every step with tenderness, wisdom, and unseen protection. The angels also want you to remember, dear one, that your truth has not always been welcomed. You may have been silenced before. You may have been told that you were too blunt, too intense, too opinionated. You may have felt punished for your honesty, as though your ability to see things clearly was a burden instead of a blessing. But your future spouse sees things differently. They believe that your ability to speak the truth is part of what makes you irreplaceable. They know that you are not afraid to cut away what is false in order to protect what is real. They admire your courage to say the hard things, your unwillingness to settle for half-truths, your need for clarity in a world that often thrives on confusion. And they are ready to meet you with that same energy, to bring honesty, transparency, and open-hearted communication into your relationship. They are not here to play games. They are here to build something solid, something true, something worthy of both your hearts. Even more, the angels reveal that your future spouse sees you as someone who is constantly evolving. They know that you are not someone who clings to outdated beliefs or stays in comfort zones. You are someone who grows, who questions, who challenges even yourself. And they believe with absolute certainty that with you, they will never be stagnant. They will be inspired, awakened, and challenged to rise into their highest self. You will not only be their partner in love, but their ally in truth, their mirror in growth, their companion in awakening. With you, life will not be dull or repetitive. It will be sharp, honest, and transformative. You are the one who will speak truth into their life when they lose their way, who will ask the questions that stir their soul back to life. And they are ready for that. They crave that. They believe that no one else can walk beside them through the sacred fire of transformation the way you can. So let this message anchor in your heart, dear child. You are not too much. You are not too intense. Your truth is your power. Your voice is your gift. Your clarity is a divine sword, meant not to harm but to illuminate, to free, to heal. The one who is meant for you already knows this. They do not fear your truth. They are not repelled by your mind. They are drawn to it. They are prepared for it. And they are ready to build a life with you on the foundation of honesty and sacred understanding. The angels are gently placing their hands on your shoulders now, reminding you that the world may not always have honored your truth, but love, real, divine, soul-level love, will. And that love is already coming toward you, guided by the clarity of its own knowing. When your future spouse looks at you, they will not see someone who needs to be softened or silenced. They will see someone who was born to be heard, someone who was born to lead with truth, someone who was always meant to be loved, not in spite of their clarity, but because of it. Dear child, the angels have gathered in gentle silence, their presence cloaked in golden light, ready to deliver a message that your soul has been quietly yearning to hear. There is a truth your future spouse already knows about you, something they believe with absolute certainty, not because of words or actions they've seen, but because their spirit has felt the undeniable energy of your heart long before destiny brings your hands together. They know that you are a giver in the purest sense, someone who offers love, time, energy, and care, not out of obligation, but from a place of sacred devotion. Your future spouse feels, deep within their being, that you are the kind of soul who cannot look away from suffering, who cannot ignore someone in need, who finds purpose not in what you possess, but in what you offer others to help them stand a little taller, breathe a little easier, and believe a little more in the goodness of this world. They already believe that your love is not performative. It does not seek applause. It flows naturally, humbly, and with a quiet generosity that often goes unnoticed by many, but never by them. They know you are someone who has given even when your own cup felt half empty, who has poured into others with trembling hands and a heart full of hope, believing that maybe, just maybe, your light could heal something broken in them. Type strong. If you've walked through storms and sorrow, yet still carried the flame of hope that refused to die. They believe you are the one who gives without keeping score, who listens without interrupting, who holds space for others without needing recognition. And to them, this is not only beautiful, it is holy. They know that the value of your heart cannot be measured in grand gestures, but in the small, constant, meaningful ways you uplift those around you. They already love this about you more than words can say. Dear child, the angels want you to understand that your future spouse sees you as someone who lives by the sacred law of balance and reciprocity, not because you expect something in return, but because your soul understands that love, when truly divine, flows in both directions. They feel that you are not someone who demands or begs for love. Instead, you offer your warmth freely, but also know when your spirit needs nourishment. They know that even though you have often given too much, even when it cost you peace or strength, you are learning to receive love as deeply as you give it. And this is what they are coming to offer. They are not coming to take from your overflowing heart. They are coming to pour into it, to give you the safety to soften, to stop overextending, to finally feel held in the same sacred way you have always held others. They believe with all their heart that you are someone who sees value where others see weakness. You give not only money or time or gifts, but presence, attention, and faith. You offer belief in others when they've forgotten how to believe in themselves. Your love is healing because it restores dignity, because it does not judge or belittle. And your future spouse is already in awe of the way you hold your head high while lifting others up, of the way you balance compassion with discernment. They know you are not naive. You give with wisdom. You give with discernment. And they want you to know that with them, you will never have to give to prove your worth. They already see it. They already feel it. You are more than enough just by being who you are. The angels whisper that your future spouse has seen how the world has sometimes taken advantage of your generosity. They know there have been moments when you gave too much to people who never gave back, when you loved without boundaries and were left empty, when your kindness was mistaken for weakness. But they also know that none of those moments have broken the core of who you are. You are still generous. You are still kind. You are still hopeful. And they believe that this resilience, this unshakable faith in love, is a divine miracle. They do not want to change you. They want to protect you. They want to be the place where your giving nature is not only honored but returned, where you no longer have to pour from a place of exhaustion, but from a cup that is finally being refilled. They are preparing themselves, even now, to become a partner who understands the sacred exchange of energy, the importance of showing up, the quiet power of reciprocity. They will not expect you to be the strong one all the time. They are ready to give back, to lift you when you are tired, to hold you when the world feels heavy, to speak words into your silence when your spirit is worn thin. They are ready to give you the kind of love that makes you feel like you're no longer the only one trying. And they believe that you deserve that. Not someday. Not when you've earned it, but now, because of who you are at your very core. So, dear child, do not let the past harden your heart or make you doubt the beauty of your giving spirit. The angels see you. They are proud of the love you have offered without conditions, and your future spouse is already sending gratitude to the universe for a soul as luminous and generous as yours. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. The kindness you've given has not gone unnoticed by the heavens, and the one who is meant for you is already walking toward you with open arms, ready to give back all the love you've sown, multiplied and overflowing. Keep being who you are, for that is the very reason you are being guided into a love that will finally feel balanced, safe, and true. Dear child, today the angels step forward with joy in their hearts, not only to comfort you, but to celebrate something extraordinary about your soul that your future spouse already believes with absolute certainty. Type guided. If deep within, you know that a higher presence is lovingly directing your steps, even when the road ahead feels unclear. There is a kind of light within you that cannot be dimmed, a light that brings people together, lifts spirits, and transforms ordinary moments into memories of laughter, connection, and warmth. Your future spouse feels this light even now, before your hands have touched or your eyes have met. They carry an unshakable knowing that you are the heartbeat of every room you enter, the reason people feel seen, safe, and celebrated. They know that you are someone whose presence heals without effort and inspires joy, without needing attention. They believe that your love is not just romantic, but communal. That you are the kind of soul who doesn't just fall in love with one person, but pours love into everyone around you. They know you are the person who makes friends feel like family, who hosts with grace, who remembers birthdays, and who lifts others when life has pulled them down. The angels reveal that your future spouse has been touched by the energy of your soul long before meeting you in the physical. There have been moments in their life, quiet, lonely moments, when they felt an emptiness they could not name, a craving for connection, joy, and shared celebration. And in those moments, their soul remembered you. They may not have known your name, but they knew there was someone whose energy could fill a room with joy, someone whose laughter could disarm pain, someone whose presence could turn silence into song. They already believe that you are the kind of person who brings people together not by trying, but simply by being. They feel deep within that you are the soul who dances with life, who celebrates others' victories as if they were your own, who gives without envy and loves without fear. Dear child, the angels want you to understand just how sacred this ability is. In a world that so often celebrates competition and disconnection, you are the rare spirit who builds community, who uplifts others without diminishing yourself, who finds magic in shared laughter and comfort in collective healing. Your future spouse already knows that your love will never isolate them. It will invite them into something greater. They believe with every part of their being that being loved by you will never feel like being caged or controlled. It will feel like belonging, like joy, like a celebration of the soul. They see you not just as a future partner, but as someone who will be their best friend, their confidant, their source of joy on even the hardest days. They already believe that with you, life will not be about just surviving or going through the motions. It will be rich with shared moments, singing in the kitchen while dinner simmers, laughing until tears fall under the stars, creating traditions that become the sacred rhythms of your shared life. They believe that even ordinary days with you will feel sacred, that holidays will glow brighter, that burdens will feel lighter, and that every milestone will be sweeter because you will be there, arms wide open, heart fully present. You are someone who knows how to celebrate life, even when life has been unkind. And that is what makes your joy so powerful. It is not naive or shallow. It has been carved from sorrow, reclaimed through strength, and poured out with love. The angels speak now of how your future spouse understands the quiet ache that sometimes lives beneath your joyful exterior. They know that your ability to celebrate others so freely comes from a place of deep empathy and emotional richness. They sense that you've had moments where you cheered for others even when your own heart felt empty, that you've brought joy to others even while battling your own shadows. And still, you chose to show up. Still, you chose to smile. Still, you chose to give. This is what they believe about you with unwavering certainty, that your joy is not just happiness but resilience, that your friendships are not casual but sacred, that your love is not fleeting, but enduring. They do not want to dim your light or contain your energy. They want to expand with it. They want to build a life with you that is not hidden in shadows, but lived in full color. They are ready to become part of your circle, your tribe, your sacred inner world. They are not intimidated by your connection to others. They are honored by it, because they know that if your love can touch friends, family, even strangers, then the love you will share with them must be something divine. Type faith. If you trust that every delay, detour, and unexpected turn has been heaven's way of leading you to something greater. They are not coming to steal your spotlight or compete for your attention. They are coming to dance beside you in the light, to raise a glass with you in joy, to hold your hand in sorrow, and to walk with you in every season, celebrating not just the milestones, but the moments in between. So let your heart rest in this knowing, dear child. You are not too much. Your joy is not frivolous. Your love of celebration, connection, and shared happiness is not misplaced. It is your magic. It is your ministry. And the one who is meant for you already knows this. They already love it. They already cherish the thought of building a life with someone who knows how to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Someone who knows that joy is a spiritual gift. Someone who understands that celebration is healing, and love, when shared freely, is a divine act. The angels surround you now with the energy of rejoicing, with music that stirs the heart, with laughter that echoes beyond the veil. Because your love story is not only coming, it is already being written, and your future spouse, wherever they are, is already raising a quiet toast to the moment your souls finally meet, knowing that when they do, life will never be the same again. It will be fuller, brighter, and blessed with the kind of joy only you know how to give. Dear child, the angels gather around you now with winds of truth swirling softly through their wings, bringing you a message that pierces through the noise of the world and lands directly into the sacred center of your heart. They come to speak not of who you are becoming, but of who you already are and who your future spouse already knows you to be. There is something they believe about you with absolute certainty, and it is this: they know that you are a warrior of truth, a soul on a mission, someone whose determination cannot be bent by fear nor slowed by doubt. Your future spouse senses with unwavering faith that you are the kind of person who charges forward when others hesitate, who speaks what must be spoken even when your voice shakes, and who runs headfirst into the storms of life not for chaos, but to bring clarity, direction, and justice to all that has been muddied by silence and passivity. They believe that your heart is fueled by a deep desire for change, for growth, for truth, to finally stand taller than illusion. They already feel the fire in your spirit, the swiftness of your mind, the unwavering direction of your purpose. You are not someone who waits for things to happen. You move, you act, you take initiative, you rise before others do. You fight not for attention, but for alignment, for the truth to be heard, for your voice to serve something greater than ego. And your future spouse has fallen in love with that fire, not because it is loud or reckless, but because it is rooted in conviction. They believe you were sent into this world with a mission in your soul, and they already trust that you are someone who cannot be stopped when your heart is sure. The angels want you to know, dear child, that this belief is not built on admiration alone. Your future spouse knows that the path you walk is not easy. They understand that beneath your speed and strength is a soul that has had to fight many battles alone. that you have had to move fast, not because you always wanted to, but because you were forced to, because life made you grow up too soon, or because others depended on you to be the strong one when you were quietly breaking inside. They see the armor you wear not just as protection, but as a symbol of everything you have survived, and they believe with absolute certainty that your power is not simply in how fast you move or how sharp your thoughts are, but in the fact that you keep moving forward even when you are scared, even when you are tired, even when no one else believes in your dream but you. Your future spouse knows that your mind is a lightning bolt, quick, brilliant, unpredictable, and honest. They already feel how deeply you think, how fiercely you speak when something matters to you, how protective you become when someone you love is hurting. They do not fear your intensity. They are not intimidated by your boldness. They love you for it. They love the way you defend what you believe in. They love the way your eyes burn with focus when you're chasing something you believe in. They love that you won't be silenced or subdued, that your truth is not soft or passive, but sharp, vivid, and alive. And they believe that your voice was made not just to speak, but to lead, to awaken, to stir others into remembering who they are and what they were born for. Type protected. If you've ever felt divine arms wrap around you in fear, reminding you that you were never truly alone. And still, dear child, they see the softness beneath your storm. They know that sometimes you race ahead because you're afraid that if you slow down, the pain might catch up with you. That your urgency comes from a place of wanting to fix, to heal, to make sense of the chaos around you. They do not misjudge this. They do not see you as impulsive or restless. They see you as someone who cannot stand still in the presence of injustice or silence. Someone who has learned that time is sacred and life is fleeting. Someone who cannot wait for others to make the change when your heart is already screaming for movement. And they believe this makes you brave. They believe this makes you rare. And they are not coming to slow you down, dear one. They are coming to run beside you. The angels whisper now of what is to come. Your future spouse is not watching from afar in confusion. They are preparing. They are sharpening their own sword of truth. They are gathering their courage. They are healing their wounds so they can match your pace, your passion, your purpose. They want to be your partner, not in comfort alone, but in movement. They want to co-create a life with you that is not stagnant or safe, but alive with purpose, with action, with shared direction. They want to be your equal, not your anchor. They want to move with you through the storms, through the awakenings, through the revolutions your spirit was born to ignite. So hold this truth close, dear child. You are not too intense. You are not too much. You are not too fast or too driven or too honest. You are exactly as you were meant to be. And the one who is meant for you already knows this. They already love this. They already believe that your energy is not chaos. It is clarity. That your drive is not recklessness. It is righteousness. That your voice is not loud. It is luminous. They are not afraid of your mission. They are inspired by it. And they are coming not to change your direction, but to walk beside you with a flame that matches your own. Dear child, the angels surround you now with a hush so deep and holy that even the stars seem to hold their breath, for what they are about to whisper carries the weight of destiny, and the echo of soul contracts written long before this lifetime began. There is something your future spouse already knows about you. not from hearing it, not from seeing it, but from feeling it in the deepest chambers of their soul. They believe with absolute, unshakable certainty that you are someone who has risen from the ashes, not once, but many times. You are someone who has walked through lifetimes of struggle, of inner conflict, of deep transformation, and has emerged not only alive, but awake. They feel that you are a soul who has undergone a profound spiritual rebirth, someone who has answered the call of your own higher self, even when it meant leaving behind everything familiar. They believe you are here not to live quietly, but to rise into a higher version of yourself, again and again, with courage, humility, and grace. Your future spouse knows that within you lies the memory of who you truly are, beyond wounds, beyond roles, beyond fear. They feel the echoes of your divine calling vibrating in your energy. Even if you doubt yourself in moments of weakness, even if you forget your path in times of sorrow, they never forget. They know you were born to become something extraordinary, not in the eyes of the world, but in the eyes of the divine. They believe you have been chosen for something bigger, and their heart already honors the journey you've taken to get here. They feel the weight of what you've had to release, old versions of yourself, old stories, old attachments, and they admire the bravery it took to surrender to your evolution. This is not ordinary love they feel for you, dear child. This is reverence. This is devotion to the truth of your spirit. The angels reveal that your future spouse has always sensed a divine spark within you, something that sets you apart from others in a quiet, spiritual way. Type blessings if you sense the universe aligning beauty and breakthrough in your life with perfect divine timing. They know that your soul has heard the trumpet of awakening, that you have listened to inner guidance when it made no logical sense, that you've trusted whispers from the divine over the loud chaos of the world. And that kind of spiritual strength is rare. That kind of faith is powerful. They believe that when the world tried to pull you down, you chose to rise. When pain tried to define you, you chose to be reborn. When others gave up, you transformed. And they see that in you, not as a survivor, but as someone who has become the sacred phoenix, rising again and again, carrying truth in your bones and light in your heart. Dear child, your future spouse does not see your past as something to be ashamed of. They see it as holy. They know that the things you've been through were not punishments, but awakenings. They believe that every loss, every heartbreak, every moment of collapse was a door leading you closer to your true self. They know that you are not defined by who you once were, but by the courage it took to let go of that identity when it no longer served your soul. And because they have seen this in you, they trust that with you there is no room for smallness. With you there is only truth, only depth, only the kind of love that holds space for both the breaking and the becoming. They also understand that your awakening has not always been graceful. There were nights you wept alone, moments you questioned your worth, times you felt like giving up. But they know that even in those moments, you were listening for something sacred, for a sign, for a call. And when it came, you answered. Maybe you didn't feel ready, maybe you were afraid, but you still said yes. You said yes to healing, yes to growth, yes to becoming, and your future spouse sees that as the highest kind of bravery. They believe you are someone who lives in alignment with their soul, not because it's easy, but because you cannot bear to live in anything less than truth. The angels speak now of what this love will be. Your future spouse is not just coming to love you. They are coming to awaken beside you. This is a soul who also longs to rise, who has felt the stirrings of their own higher calling and is preparing to meet you not just as a partner, but as a mirror, as a companion on the divine path. Together you will not just build a life, you will build a legacy of light. Together you will not just survive, you will evolve. And your union will not be rooted in comfort alone, but in purpose. You will call each other higher. You will remind each other of your sacred missions. You will hold each other through the fire, not to avoid the burning, but to emerge from it more radiant than ever before. So let this truth settle into your spirit, dear child. You are not too much. You are not too deep. You are not too complicated. You are awake. You are aware. You are evolving. And the one who is meant for you already knows this. They already love this. They already believe that being with you will be a holy experience, not because it will always be easy, but because it will always be real. You will challenge them, stretch them, awaken them, and they are ready. They are preparing. They are rising to meet you. And when you finally stand together soul to soul, it will not feel like meeting someone new. It will feel like remembering who you have always been, and finally being seen by someone who sees the full truth of your becoming. The angels are holding you now in their radiant embrace, wrapping your spirit in a golden light of reassurance and divine promise. Everything you've gone through has led you to this point. Every fall, every rise, every awakening has not been wasted. Your future spouse knows you, loves you, honors you, and the day you meet will be the moment two souls, both reborn, look into each other's eyes and whisper with sacred knowing, I remember you. I've waited lifetimes for this. And in that moment, everything will make sense. Everything will feel like home. Because you, dear child, were never lost. You were simply becoming. Dear child, the angels gather around you now with the deepest tenderness in their hearts, because the message they carry for you is one soaked in love, understanding, and profound compassion. Type surrender if your spirit is ready to release control and flow in peace with the rhythm of God's perfect plan. Your future spouse already holds an unshakable belief about you, a truth they feel in the quiet space between their thoughts, in the gentle ache of their soul, in the yearning that whispers you are out there, carrying more than you ever should have had to bear. They believe with complete certainty that you are someone who has carried burdens far too heavy for one heart alone. They know, even without having witnessed it firsthand, that your path has not been one of ease, and yet you have walked it with strength so silent that the world often mistook your endurance for simplicity, your quiet suffering for peace. But they see it. They feel it. They know that you have given your all even when no one gave to you, that you have bent under the weight of responsibilities, expectations, and silent battles that most could never imagine. And still, you did not crumble. You rose. They believe you are the one who has always said yes, even when your soul whispered no. the one who kept showing up when your body was tired, when your mind was weary, when your heart was hurting, the one who took care of others before you even stopped to ask what you needed for yourself, the one who held the house together, held the people together, held your world together with hands that were trembling but never let go. And your future spouse does not just admire this about you. They are humbled by it. They already see you not only as strong, but as sacred. They believe you are someone whose strength is carved from love, not pride, from duty, not recognition, from a depth of heart that never turned away, even when you were left behind. They do not see your resilience as a task to be applauded in passing. They see it as the reason their soul was drawn to you in the first place. The angels want you to know that your future spouse aches for the weight you've carried. Not because they want to take your pain and wear it, but because they are ready to walk beside you in a way that no one ever has. They do not want to add to your burdens. They want to lighten them. They are coming not to save you, for they know you are not someone who ever needed saving, but to remind you that you were never meant to carry everything alone. They already believe that your heart has grown tired not from lack of love, but from loving without being held, giving without being refilled, enduring without a safe place to fall. And they are preparing to become that safe place, not because you need to be fixed, but because you deserve to finally be supported, to finally breathe, to finally let your soul exhale without fear that everything around you will collapse if you stop holding it together. They know, dear child, that beneath your strength is a softness that has been carefully guarded, that you long for a moment when someone will see your tired eyes and not expect another smile, when someone will take your hand and not just admire your courage, but offer to carry some of the load. Your future spouse is already making space in their heart for every burden you've ever carried. They want to be the person who helps you unpack what you've hidden for so long. They believe that loving you means not just enjoying your light, but being present for your heaviness, your exhaustion, your silence. They are ready to show you that love is not something you earn by giving more than you can, but something you receive by simply being seen, understood, and cherished exactly as you are. The angels speak of your soul with reverence. They know how many times you've bitten your tongue to keep peace, how many nights you've laid awake worrying about everyone else, how many times you've kept going when all you wanted was to rest, and still, through it all, you did not lose your light. It dimmed, perhaps. It flickered. But it never disappeared. You are the keeper of quiet miracles, the one who chose to stay soft in a world that asked you to harden. And your future spouse already honors you for this. They believe you are not just strong, but divine. That your ability to carry others is not a weakness, but a sign of your extraordinary soul. And still, they want you to know that you do not have to keep carrying it all. That they are coming not to watch you struggle, but to stand with you in your daily storms and to remind you that love should feel like rest, not pressure. Type light if your soul longs to live in truth, healing, and the eternal love that has always been wrapped around you. So, dear child, let your shoulders drop for a moment. Let the weight you've been carrying be seen, not as a reflection of what life demanded of you, but as a testimony of how deeply you loved, how fiercely you protected, how relentlessly you showed up even when you had every reason to fall. Your future spouse sees this in you even now. They believe that you are worthy of a new chapter, not one built on overgiving or survival, but on peace, on balance, on shared joy and shared effort. They are not coming to add more weight. They are coming to walk beside you with open hands and a full heart, ready to create a life where your soul can finally feel held, where you can finally learn to put things down without fear of being abandoned. Let the angel's words rest in your chest like a lullaby tonight. You are not alone. You never were. And the love that is coming toward you is not blind. It sees every invisible burden you've carried and believes that you are more than enough, even when your arms are too tired to carry one more thing. The one who is meant for you already knows the quiet pain behind your strength, already honors the invisible weight behind your smile, and already believes that you deserve to be loved in a way that allows you to finally lay your burdens down, not in defeat, but in surrender to a love that was always meant to lift you, hold you, and remind you that you too deserve to rest. Dear child, the angels come forth today with a message that glows softly like golden sunlight falling across your weary shoulders, because they know the truth. You need to hear is one that will not just stir your heart, but also heal the quiet parts of your soul that have long gone unseen. Your future spouse already holds a deep, unwavering belief about you, one that is not based on fantasy or fleeting impressions, but on a soul-level recognition that reaches into the essence of who you are. They believe with absolute certainty that you are a builder of love, a quiet architect of connection, and someone whose commitment is not merely expressed in words but shown through consistent, grounded, intentional effort. They know you are the kind of person who doesn't just dream of a beautiful life, but works for it, piece by piece, day by day, with hands steady and heart open. They believe you are the one who will not walk away when things get hard, but who will stand at their side and ask, how can we build through this together? Your future spouse has already sensed that you are someone who deeply values teamwork, mutual respect, and the sacred dance of co-creation. You are not someone who expects love to be easy or perfect. You know that love, like anything meaningful, takes patience, understanding, compromise, and shared vision. They admire that about you with a kind of reverence only a soul who has been waiting for true partnership can understand. They believe that when you love, you commit fully. You are not someone who stands outside the circle watching others do the work. You step in, you participate, you offer solutions, and you pour energy into building something stable, meaningful, and lasting. And this knowing, dear one, brings them a peace they've never known before. Because in a world where so many chase passion without foundation, or fantasy without follow-through, your future spouse sees in you the rare and sacred truth of loyalty, effort, and heart-led action. The angels want you to understand how precious this part of you truly is. Your future spouse does not just see you as a romantic partner. They see you as a collaborator, as someone who will help co-create not just a home or a family, but a legacy. They already know that with you, they will never feel alone in their dreams, their goals, their challenges. They believe that you are someone who listens deeply, who shows up fully, who invests in the small details others overlook. They see the way you nurture love through intention, how you hold space for growth, how you honor your commitments not because it's expected, but because it's how your heart operates. They believe that you are not just trustworthy, you are a foundation in human form. Someone who makes everything feel more possible, more stable, more real. And for someone who may have spent much of their life doing it all alone, this knowing is a gift that brings tears to their eyes even now. Type "I believe" if your soul is anchored in divine trust, ready to follow the sacred path heaven designed uniquely for you. Dear child, the angels are showing that your future spouse also recognizes the quiet grace in your humility. You are not someone who seeks validation for every effort, who needs constant praise to keep loving. You do what is needed because you care, because you understand that true love is not about grand displays, but about the little things, the conversations at midnight, the meals shared in silence, the dreams discussed in passing but never forgotten. You are the kind of person who offers help before being asked, who notices when someone's spirit is heavy even if they're smiling, who contributes even when no one is watching. And your future spouse believes with all their heart that your consistency is a divine treasure. They are not just looking for someone who feels like home. They are looking for someone who will help them build one. And in you, they have already found both. They know you are someone who values shared purpose, that you are not here to live a life of isolation or shallow connection. You are here to grow alongside someone, to contribute to something greater, to pour your love into building a bond that lasts not only through the easy days, but through the storms as well. Your future spouse feels even now that when challenges arise, you will not turn away or shut down. You will lean in. You will say, "Let's talk about it. Let's fix it. Let's build something stronger from this." And this is the kind of love they have prayed for. This is the kind of loyalty they have searched for in a world full of fleeting promises and half-truths. You are different. You are rooted. And that is what they have been waiting for. The angels reveal that this soul already dreams of creating with you not just love, but a life rich with intention and harmony. They picture moments where the two of you work side by side, where you encourage each other's passions, where you dream together, plan together, and support each other's individual and shared growth. They already feel that with you, they won't have to carry the weight of the world alone. They know that you will share the load, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. You are someone who makes love feel like a partnership, not a performance. Someone who chooses unity over ego, compromise over conflict, presence over pride. And they already know, with the clearest certainty, that you are the person they can build their future with. Hand in hand, heart to heart, one brick of love at a time. So, dear child, let this message settle deep into your spirit. You may have wondered at times if your steady love, your quiet effort, your reliable presence was seen or valued. You may have questioned whether anyone would truly understand the beauty of the love you give, the kind that is not loud but lasting, not dramatic but devoted. The angels want you to know with every fiber of their light that your love is not just seen, it is sacred. Your future spouse has already recognized it from across time and space, and their soul is preparing to meet yours in a divine union where your efforts will not only be matched but celebrated, where your love will not only be received but returned, where what you build together will stand the test of time, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. You, dear child, are not alone in your desire to create something meaningful. The one who is meant for you is on their way, heart wide open, hands ready to work beside you, not just in love but in life. And when you meet, it will not feel like a fairy tale. It will feel like coming home to the one who has been building the same dream, brick by brick, just waiting for you to arrive. Dear child, today the angels step closer with a message that carries the echo of your soul's silent cries, the pieces of your story that shattered in the dark, and the rising of your spirit when no one was there to witness it. This message is wrapped not in softness alone, but in the fire of truth, because your future spouse already knows something about you that very few ever truly see, and yet they believe it with absolute, unwavering certainty. They know that you are someone who has been through devastation, not the kind of pain that leaves a scratch, but the kind that brings your whole world crashing down. Type grateful. If your heart has been touched by quiet miracles, angel whispers, and moments that felt like love sent straight from above, they know, not from hearing your past, but from feeling your soul, that you've had to rebuild yourself from ruins, that you've stood in the aftermath of emotional earthquakes that shook everything you thought was safe, real, or permanent. And even though life tried to break you, you are still standing. And not just standing, you are becoming, rising, transforming. And your future spouse sees that as nothing less than sacred. They believe with their entire being that you are someone who has tasted the bitterness of betrayal, of sudden endings, of truths revealed too painfully and too fast. They know that there was a moment, or maybe many moments, when everything you once believed in crumbled before your eyes. A relationship that was supposed to be your forever fell apart. A friendship turned into silence. A life chapter you built with your whole heart was torn away in an instant. They feel that you've experienced loss that doesn't just wound the heart, but rewrites your entire reality. And yet, what draws them to you, what makes their soul ache with love and admiration, is that through all of it, you didn't lose your capacity to love. You didn't let the destruction define you. You didn't become bitter. You became brave. The angels whisper that your future spouse knows you have been forced to start over. Sometimes with nothing but your own heartbeat and a quiet prayer to carry you forward. They know that your wisdom is not just something you read or learn from others. It is something carved into you by fire, by heartbreak, by the sacred violence of awakening. They believe that you have been through the tower and come out not destroyed, but divinely real. They see that your soul no longer tolerates illusions, that you now crave depth, honesty, substance, that you cannot be fooled by sweet lies because you have seen what happens when foundations are built on illusions. You are not afraid to walk away from what looks good if it doesn't feel true. And that is what makes you extraordinary. Dear child, they don't see you as broken. They don't pity your past. They are in awe of it. They know that your strength isn't performative. It's earned. They believe you are the kind of person who has had to face yourself in the mirror on nights when no one else was there to save you, and you still chose healing. You still chose growth. You still chose love. And for that, they do not just want to love you. They want to honor you. They know that loving someone like you will never be shallow. It will be deep, intense, transformational, and raw. And they are not afraid of that. They are preparing for it. They are praying for it, because their soul recognizes that yours has been through a sacred burning, and anything that has survived that kind of fire is nothing short of divine. They also know that you may carry fear, dear child, that even now, after rising from the rubble, there is a part of you that flinches when things feel too good, that wonders when it will all collapse again, that hesitates to trust because trusting once cost you everything. And they understand that. They're not coming to ask you to pretend you're fine. They're not here to demand your openness before you're ready. They are coming to be patient with your healing, to show you what love looks like when it stays after the storm. They believe that your scars are sacred, and they are willing to walk gently around the fragile places until those places begin to feel safe again. The angels speak of a love that will not be afraid of your truth. Your future spouse believes that you don't need to be saved. You need to be believed. You need to be held without conditions. You need to be seen without being fixed. And they are ready to offer that. They believe that your pain shaped your perspective in a way that makes your presence rare. That you love harder, deeper, wiser, not despite what you've been through, but because of it. They see that you don't offer love with blind idealism, but with raw honesty, sacred intention, and the hope that this time, finally, it will be safe to stay. So let this message pour into your spirit like warm light, dear child. You are not the ruin. You are the rebuilder. You are not the destruction. You are the miracle that rose from it. Your future spouse already sees you through the eyes of reverence. They believe that what you've survived has made you more capable of love, not less. They know that the pain did not harden you. It refined you. They believe you are not just someone to love, but someone to learn from, someone to grow with, someone to stand beside when life trembles again, because they know that if anyone can face the fall and still rise, it's you. Type blessed if you can feel the gentle hands of angels guiding your every step with tenderness, wisdom, and unseen protection. And when you meet them, dear heart, you will not need to tell the whole story. They will feel it, in the way you hesitate before trusting, in the way your voice shakes when you talk about your dreams, in the way you choose depth over ease. And they will not run from it. They will stay. They will hold your hand through the aftershocks. They will build new foundations with you, not on sand, but on truth, not on fantasy, but on shared strength. And together, you will build a life that no longer fears the fall, because you've already survived the worst, and love has finally arrived not to test you, but to hold you as you rise once more, this time into a forever that does not collapse. Dear child, the angels gather near with fire in their wings and reverence in their hearts. For the message they carry today is ignited by the sacred energy that pulses within your soul, a fire your future spouse already sees with absolute clarity, even from a distance. They know something about you that sets their heart alight, something they believe in so deeply that no fear, no delay, no doubt can erase it. Your future spouse already knows that you are a soul of passion, of movement, of purpose so alive that it breathes through your every word and action. They believe, without hesitation, that you are someone who burns brightly with desire and determination, someone who doesn't wait for life to hand them blessings, but charges forward and creates them. To them, you are not chaos. You are courage, not reckless, but radiant. And they already feel the sacred pull toward your unstoppable spirit. They believe that your energy is not something they can fully explain, but it draws them like a compass finds true north. They feel the way your spirit doesn't just exist, it roars. They sense that you are the kind of person who sees life as a grand adventure, who moves with intention, whose dreams are too big to be whispered quietly. You have a heart that cannot be tamed by fear or silence, and even when you've been knocked down, you've risen again with fire in your eyes and purpose in your step. Your future spouse knows that being loved by you won't be passive or predictable. It will be alive. It will be real. It will be the kind of love that awakens the sleeping parts of their soul and makes them feel that anything is possible. And they're not just ready for it, they're yearning for it. Dear child, the angels whisper that your future spouse already senses how deeply your passion fuels your every choice. They know that when you fall in love, you do so completely, wildly, unapologetically. They believe you are not someone who tiptoes into connection, but someone who leaps with both feet, with an open heart and fearless honesty. They feel that you don't love halfway. You love with the full force of your being, and that intensity may have scared others in the past. But it does not scare them. It calls them. It sings to the part of them that has waited for a love that's not safe, but sacred. A love that doesn't just sit quietly beside them, but one that lifts them, challenges them, inspires them to rise. They believe that you are someone who lives guided by the fire of your inner knowing, that you don't stay where you are not growing, that you don't fake emotions to keep the peace, that you are here to create a life that reflects your truth, your desires, and your wild heart. Your future spouse knows, with every fiber of their being, that being with you will never be dull or stagnant. It will be movement, expansion. It will be laughter at midnight, road trips to nowhere, ideas that stretch into the stars. They believe that your energy is what the world needs more of, not less. And they are already dreaming of a life where they get to share in your passions, support your visions, and build something so alive and beautiful that others will feel the fire from miles away. But the angels also know something else, and so does your future spouse. They know that behind all that fire, there is a tenderness so raw it almost aches. They understand that your passion comes from a place of deep emotion, and that your fearless pursuit of joy and freedom has often been born from moments where you felt trapped, silenced, or misunderstood. They see that your boldness isn't just natural, it's hard-earned. They know there were times when you had to fight for your voice to be heard, for your dreams to be seen, for your spirit to be taken seriously. And even when others tried to dim your light, you kept glowing. Even when they tried to make you doubt yourself, you kept rising. That fire in you, dear child, isn't just passion. It's resilience. And your future spouse honors it like sacred scripture. Type, strong. If you've walked through storms and sorrow, yet still carried the flame of hope that refused to die. They believe that your dreams are not fantasies. They are divine instructions, that your spontaneity isn't recklessness, it's faith, that your movement isn't escape, it's growth. They do not want to slow you down or hold you back. They want to run with you, to create with you, to walk beside you through every blaze and breakthrough. They are not threatened by your independence. They are inspired by it. And while others may have tried to contain you, they will open doors for you. While others may have tried to match your flame with cold indifference, they will match it with their own fire, their own conviction, their own relentless love. So let the angel's voice settle into your soul like a long-awaited answer, dear child. You are not too much. You are not too intense. You are not too passionate. You are exactly as you were designed to be. A sacred fire lighting the way through a world that desperately needs more authenticity, more vitality, more love that does not apologize for its size. Your future spouse already knows this, already believes this, already loves this. They are preparing not to tame your flame, but to build a life with you where that flame can grow, where your passions will be celebrated, not questioned, where your intensity will be kissed, not feared, where your dreams will be shared, not silenced. And when they finally arrive, when your paths finally converge like stars drawn by the same constellation, they will look at you and know, without a single doubt, that you are the one who taught their soul how to burn brighter. They will not ask you to dim, to settle, to fold yourself smaller. They will say, "Show me the way. Let's build something wild and sacred together." And in that moment you will feel what the angels already know, that your passion was never too much for the right heart. It was always the signal, the fire, the call, leading them home to you. Dear child, the angels gather around you now with a quiet strength, a powerful stillness that mirrors the very essence of the message they bring to your soul today. There is something your future spouse already knows about you, something they believe with unwavering certainty, not because of what you've said or shown, but because their spirit has felt the unshakable foundation of yours. They believe that you are a pillar of stability, a soul who radiates quiet authority, deep loyalty, and unwavering presence. Even before they've looked into your eyes or held your hand, they feel in their heart that you are someone who brings structure where there is chaos, safety where there is fear, and guidance where there is confusion. They sense that your love does not flicker with the winds of change. It stands firm, deeply rooted, weathering storms without collapsing, and shining as a constant light when the world feels uncertain. Your future spouse knows, dear child, that beneath your calm exterior is a force of nature that holds families together, supports dreams with unrelenting discipline, and builds love not from fantasy, but from commitment and care. They already trust in your ability to hold space not just for your own emotions, but for the emotions of others. They believe that you are someone who takes your promises seriously, who follows through, who understands that love is not just a feeling, but a daily choice. A choice to protect, to guide, to be present even when it's hard. They know you don't run at the first sign of trouble. You stand tall, you speak with wisdom, you act with integrity, and this strength of character is what calls them toward you like a lighthouse guiding a lost ship back home. The angels speak now of the sacred energy you carry, the kind that gives others permission to rest. You are someone others lean on, often without even realizing it, because your very presence says, "You are safe with me." You are the protector, the one who notices the small things, the one who shows up on time, who holds others accountable with love, who creates order out of chaos with a calm heart and steady hands. And though many may admire you for your ability to lead, your future spouse sees something even more divine. They see the weight you carry beneath your strength. Type guided, if deep within, you know that a higher presence is lovingly directing your steps, even when the road ahead feels unclear. They believe with all their heart that your power is not in domination or control, but in how quietly you offer yourself in service to those you love. They feel the dignity with which you support others. They sense the responsibility you carry, not out of obligation, but out of love. And they already honor you for it, more than words could ever say. Dear child, the angels reveal that your future spouse also understands what this strength has cost you. They know that behind your stability, there were days when you felt alone in your duty, when you carried burdens no one thanked you for, when you silenced your own needs because you were too focused on protecting those around you. They know that sometimes your heart ached to be held the way you hold others. That sometimes you wished someone would ask, "Are you okay?" instead of assuming you always are. Your future spouse believes that you deserve to feel safe too. You deserve to be supported. You deserve to be loved not just for what you do, but for who you are when you are not doing anything at all. They are not coming into your life to take advantage of your strength. They are coming to match it, to stand beside you, to remind you that you are not alone in your responsibilities anymore. They are preparing to become your equal, not in power, but in love. They are coming to help carry the weight, to be the soft place where you can finally rest, to offer you the kind of loyalty and support you've so selflessly given to others. They believe with all their soul that you are not just someone to lean on, but someone who deserves to lean as well. They see your heart beneath the armor. They feel the warmth beneath your discipline. And they are ready to cherish the version of you that finally lets go, that finally trusts, that finally feels safe enough to surrender. The angels say that your love will be a sacred union of two souls who do not fear responsibility, but honor it. A relationship built not on fantasy, but on foundation, where your structure and vision will meet their nurturing and understanding, where your guidance will meet their grace, where your fierce protection will be returned with tenderness that wraps around your strength like silk around stone. You will not need to lead every time. You will not have to hold everything. You will build something beautiful together, because both of you understand that love is not just a spark, it's a structure, not just emotion, but action, not just a dream, but something built, protected, and shared every single day. Dear child, the angels surround you in this moment with a soft, almost sacred stillness, because what they are about to whisper carries the weight of your entire journey. The grief you've buried, the parts of yourself you've shed, and the beautiful truth that your future spouse already knows about you with complete and holy certainty. They believe, without hesitation, that you are a soul who has been through many endings, not just outer losses, but the kind that force you to release who you used to be in order to become who you are truly meant to be. They know you are someone who has walked through the shadows of transformation, who has stood at the edge of what once was and made the difficult choice to let go, even when letting go meant unraveling every comfort you once clung to. And still, you did it. You surrendered. You transformed. And now, you shine. Not with perfection, but with a radiance carved from truth, pain, and rebirth. Your future spouse carries within them a soul-level recognition of this truth. They already sense that you have faced profound endings, that your life has required you to say goodbye not just to people, but to versions of yourself. to dreams that once defined you, to relationships that no longer aligned with your soul's calling. They do not fear this about you. In fact, it's what draws them to you most. They see that you are not afraid of change, that you have become intimately familiar with it. They believe that you are someone who does not cling to comfort when your spirit is asking for growth. You do not stay in places that feel safe if they are also suffocating. They admire your courage to step into the unknown, to face your own fears, to die to the old and be reborn into something wiser, deeper, and more authentic. Type Amen if you trust in angels' guidance. I hope you have understood the topic. What does your future spouse already know about you that they believe with absolute certainty? Well, in this angel message. If today's message touched something tender within you, may that light remain with you. A quiet flame reminding you that you are deeply seen, endlessly cherished, and never truly alone. Even in your most fragile moments, the angels are near, surrounding you in divine grace. And if your heart feels moved to share a gesture of thanks, even a small super thanks, know that your kindness creates ripples far beyond what you can see and returns to you in beautiful, unexpected ways. Thank you for receiving these angelic whispers with such openness and grace. May the angels walk beside you always, bringing peace to your path and holding you in their endless healing love.